I'm Alex, he's Jim, and this is the Charging Status EV podcast. How are you doing, Jim?
I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, not bad at all. Yeah, not bad.
It's been days since I saw you.
It's literally been a few days.
Yeah, yeah. We were in Southampton for the launch of the Omoda 9, which is a very, very premium plug-in hybrid with lots of all-electric range by the looks of it.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty impressive. 93 miles of range, and not something that's not that common. It can DC charge as well, which is quite interesting. So
yeah, was it 70 kilowatt?
Yeah,
charge
70
rate?
kilowatt.
Yeah. Something strange happened while I was driving it, which was I had it in the complete balance mode. So you can either have it in full EV mode, balance mode, or regen mode. And when you're in balance mode, it will automatically regen the battery. Because the idea is they want it to be a plug-in hybrid that you can run as an all EV when you want to, but if you don't have a home charger, you can still live with it and still run it as an EV at times.
Okay.
Which is mad. I think they said the regen it can do is like 200 horsepower of regen.
Which I found that metric a bit weird. Usually horsepower is done in kilowatts, but I suppose kilowatts is a measurement of power, so horsepower makes sense. So
sorry, just
nice merch,
on brand there.
Yeah. Sorry if you're listening to the podcast, but Jim's holding up a mug next to his mug, so
not a mug. It's one from my website with my wonderful logo on it. Only £8. You should get one. Anyway, where was I? So that was a really weird metric, I thought. But what happened is I was trying to do a full. I just wanted to put it in balance, let it do its thing, and see what MPG I got from it at the end of it was about an hour, the drive. And I got like 48 MPG, just under like 47.9, something like that, or somewhere around there. But I realised when I got back to base, I had more battery than when I'd left. So I left with something like 76% and got back with 78.
Wow.
And still got nearly 50 MPG in a massive, heavy car.
Yep.
That had really quite exciting performance. I mean, it was 0 to 62 in 4.9 seconds and 449 PS of power. So I was quite impressed by that.
Yeah, I thought the ride was good. I thought it was incredibly quiet in the car. But I think the only little letdown is some of the software is a little bit weird. But it's probably one of the better software platforms I've used on a new car, a new car from China. Sorry. But it's just a little bit finicky in some places, but that can always be fixed.
I must admit, I didn't even touch it. I just used Apple CarPlay, and that was the end of that. It was a big fail. But I don't know how it was for you in the afternoon, but in the morning it was literally like presentation, loads and loads of information to take in because there's so much to talk about with that car. And then a second later, I was driving off in it and had the car for an hour. So it was difficult to even get together what I got together, I think. But yeah, you got some outside footage as well, didn't you? You went and did a piece of the camera and stuff outside. Yeah,
that was challenging because for some reason that day I just couldn't get any words out properly.
Yeah.
I've got minutes and minutes of just me restarting what I was trying to say and just.
Do you know what it is? It's when you push for time.
Yeah.
As always happens on the podcast now, my dog's joined us. It's whenever I'm exactly the same. When I'm pushed for time, if they said to me, go and take the car out for the day and bring it back later, I'd be completely fine. But if I know I've got it for an hour or an hour and a half or something, it's not happening.
No. So we did see each other on the day, but we crossed over. So it was lunch, and then there was about an hour of time to kill between any presentation. So I went out and filmed my infotainment review because I knew that would be something that not many people would have out. So I wanted to get that out the door. So that's out on the channel now. And I had an hour to film that, and that went quite smoothly. But yeah, when I was doing the piece of camera stuff, it just was like I hadn't done any YouTube ever. It's bizarre. yeah, with loads of information, which my approach was it's a first impressions thing, so I wasn't trying to cram the whole video full of facts because one, I'd probably get them wrong because I couldn't. Well, there's so much information, so I liked dusting of information in my video. I think so.
Cool.
Yeah.
The one thing we should address from that launch, though,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to seriously address this, was there was a chap who was making coffees, lovely bloke, very friendly, and also preparing mocktails. But there was an awkward moment while he was preparing a mocktail for myself and Josie, where he had both. I think it's muddling, isn't it, when you make a cocktail?
I think so, yeah.
So he had both, one in each hand, and he's absolutely going for it, and yep. But staring straight into your eyes as he did it, and it went on for too long, and it was uncomfortable, and I felt it, and I know Josie felt it, and I think you felt it.
Yeah, quite a bit of fun.
So when you're muddling, folks, when you're, rattling a few things together in a cocktail, which was lovely, by the way, mocktail, sorry, don't look directly into the eyes of your customer whilst you're doing this. All right.
Yeah. The whole event, it sounds a bit glamorous, but it was all geared up for influencers. So the day after we did our driving, there were some Instagram types there. So it was a bit over the top for car journos, but yeah.
Although I've got 1,000 followers now, Alex.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're a big time man now.
Yeah. I saw one. What was it? Nissan did one the other day. That they invited loads of influencers to. It was a static of, I can't remember what it was.
Oh, it was the Micra.
Oh, the Micra, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've literally just been talking to them. If you do anything with the Micra, please let me know because I'm really interested in it. And I don't think they invited any car journos or I don't know. Maybe they did, but not at our low level. But they had loads of influencers there, several of whom can't drive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So someone sent me a couple of clips of people that can't drive. So I thought that was interesting. It's weird. I know. I guess they're probably going to get more sales from younger folks when they put them in the cars in front of certain people. But
yeah,
who buys a car based on the opinion of someone that can't drive?
I think it's more of the Micra looks quite cool and quite funky, so it's maybe just getting it out on social media a bit more. And yeah, I don't know how many younger people are, because there's always this thing banded around that younger people don't want to drive, but I don't know how true that is. Obviously,
but how many of them are buying brand new cars is probably the
yeah exactly. But obviously, if you live in London, you'll be not driving that often. But I don't know how many people, 18, 19-year-olds, are not driving or don't want to drive. But I don't know.
Yeah. Odd, anyway.
Yeah.
What have you been driving?
I've become a van man, so...
As we could see, you've been to IKEA from your new backdrop.
Got a new backdrop back here,
Yeah.
So I utilised...
When you reversed into the space at IKEA,
yeah,
or perhaps you nosed in because you were going to put things in the back, but if you did reverse in, I hope you had the window fully down and managed to hang yourself so far out of the window that you nearly died an untimely death.
Wow, that one's got a camera on the very roof, actually.
Oh,
so, yeah. So I can see what I'm going to run over before I run over it.
Did they give you a little step ladder so you could get in and out of the van, or?
Oh, I managed to get in fine.
Thank you.
Thank you for your concern, though.
That's all right, no problem.
There is actually a little step on the grille so on those types of vans like the Iveco Daily and vans of that girth or size, you can step on the grille to get to the wipers.
Right. Okay.
To fix them if you are height challenged. So
how was it?
Good. It's good. I found out that there's a 113 kilowatt-hour version, which I don't think you can allow to drive unless you've got a HGV license because it is so heavy.
Oh, because it's so heavy.
Yeah, I think. Wow. Yeah. but the one I've got is 81 kilowatt hours. Yes.
What's the charging speed like on it?
I haven't DC charged it yet, but it's over 100. I know that. And Mercedes do this very clever thing. I don't know if they do it in their cars because I've never driven one, but it tells you what to expect from DC charging. So on the screen, when you get in, it says max DC charging, and it gives you the kilowatt rate. So you know that, it's the vehicle, not the charger. So it's quite good. Yeah.
And what about range, real world?
This one does about 170, but it's doing 2 miles per kilowatt hour. Because it is. I'll put a picture on screen if you're watching the podcast, but the pictures don't do it justice. It is massive. Yeah. For some reason, it's taller than other sprinters. Because there's a lot of them on the road, and you drive past it. Is it
not just a high roof version, or?
Well, I mean, the driving position is taller than other sprinters.
Right. Okay.
It's just.
So maybe they're just literally accommodating the batteries, and then.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's massive. But yeah, good bit of fun, to be honest. But it's very smooth because vans have always had. They've never had proper suspension. They've had leaf springs, but whenever they do an EV version, they always put proper suspension in, and that it does show it is quite comfortable. So,
I suppose my concern would be what's it like range wise when it's fully laden, rather than having.
That's the thing. Yeah,
a Zwigrig from IKEA in the back, and probably a bag of 100 tea light candles.
Yeah,
which I'm sure you purchase because I think you have to be allowed out, don't you? So yeah, that would be my only sort of thought, really. And also, that's a big van.
Yep.
For an EV, like when I think of EV vans, I think of last mile delivery.
Yep.
So, I guess, mind you, DPD and stuff use big vans.
They use Sprinters all the time, yeah.
And
that's the smallest one you can get it in. You can get it in a longer wheelbase and I think a taller roof. So it's a big old van. But the Payload. It will come out in my review because I haven't done the research yet. But EV vans have always had a problem with the Payload, so they want to keep it under the certain weight. So I think the top spec version, I think it can only hold 500 kilos of payload, which I guess for parcel delivery is fine, and that's probably what they're going to get used for. If you're trying to carry, I don't know, a fireplace, it's just a bit heavy. So
struggle, yeah. Okay,
interesting though.
What else you've been driving? Anything else?
I don't think so. No. Got the BYD. Well, it's going to be called the BYD Seagull in my head.
Yeah.
Always going to be called that. We've got that next week, so that'll be quite good fun.
It's the surf, isn't it?
Dolphin surf. Yep.
Yeah.
But in my head, it's the BYD Seagull. So.
Yeah. So, that's what, Wednesday, is it?
Wednesday, yeah, next week I think.
And we're both on that one, which is good.
Should be good fun.
Yeah.
I think it's promising to be a very large event because there's a few people that we know are going as well. And I think it'd be the last one we went to, BYD Sealine 7.
Sealine 7.
Yep.
That was huge, wasn't it?
Massive event. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Massive event full of influencers and other car people. So
I think that's what they'll do with this one again. But, one of the people we know is an influencer.
Yep.
So, because we know an influencer.
Yeah.
So I guess it'll be the same sort of crack as last time.
Similar.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll probably have to share cars actually, so we'll double up on that one.
Yeah, sounds good. It's got a narrow car like my up, I think. So there'll be a bit of knee touching.
I'm not against it. I went to Scouts once.
Brilliant.
I'm going to go, literally when we finish recording here, I'm going to walk the 8 minutes up my road to the Tesla garage and get the new Model Y. Nice. So I've deliberately not poked around in one, not driven one, not done anything until I got one in for a week to review properly. And I really want to see how it compares to the current one, which obviously I've got loads of experience with because I've got one. And I want to measure it against that more than probably against anything else, because I still think for the money, if you want that size of car, it's really, really tough to beat. Some people can't live with where the screen is and various other bits, and some people can't live with Elon Musk. Although maybe there'll be a change of heart now he's at war with the orange one. I don't know. But fundamentally, I think it's a really good car for the money and offers a lot for the money. So it'd just be interesting to see what they've improved and how much it's improved. So what I really want to do with the video, I think, is come out of it saying, yes, I want one of these over the current one, or no, go and get yourself a second-hand one.
That's a good idea. 'Cause judging from my Twitter feed, quite a few people have upgraded from the old one to the new one.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many. I don't know how many of those people there are going from the old one to the new one, but it'd be a good.
The tough thing is a lot of people, and I think it's human nature, but a lot of people have this thing where if they get one, it has to be the best. And there won't be too many people that make the upgrade and then say, "Oh, I've made a mistake," or, and I don't suffer from that affliction. I'll be the first one to tell you when I've done something stupid. So, in fact, I may have even videoed it for you, edited it, and then uploaded it in glorious 4K. So, it'd be interesting. I dare say, if they've breathed on it in the same way as they did with the Model 3, I dare say it's going to not look like a huge improvement, but it will feel like a massive improvement. And the Model 3 was already a car that I didn't feel had too many problems. And I think the new one came out and it was just a lot better, albeit with that bloody windscreen reflection, which I've now solved. Have you seen that video?
I have not seen it yet, no.
Right, you need to get yourself a cup of tea, settle down. I think you should make Josie watch it as well. It's good, man and wife, although, you're living in sin. It's good man and life partner. It's good man and life partner content. Forget your Netflix box sets or whatever. You want to watch me curing screen reflection in a Tesla Model 3 2025 for less than 30 quid. It's very important viewing.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Spoiler alert, I didn't completely cure it. I've just made it about 90% better.
That's better than nothing, isn't it? So
yeah, it's actually really effective. And it's like a dash pad thing.
Right.
That costs about 20 quid and actually looks really nice. And some, I think it's called detailer's tape, but it's 6mm matte black tape. And I just put it around, that chrome edging that goes around the LED light bar. Put it around that, and the difference it's made is incredible.
Nice. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
I saw
you exciting stuff, eh?
Yeah, I saw you. You had a pressure washer in for review.
Yeah, that was great. Actually, it was a random one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an AVA, AVA of Norway, and I've got a long checkered history with pressure washers, mostly Karchers that failed on me like way too early.
Right.
I think the last one I had was about 300 quid, and like 2 years and 1 month later, the pump died. And I found out at that point, they use plastic pumps now.
Yeah.
And they don't live very nicely in your garage or your shed during the winter. Because any water that's left in them sort of freezes and then everything cracks and off you go. Obviously, just outside of warranty, the cost to repair it was like 200 quid. And you're like, sorry, no. So Arva seem to have taken... I think they've just looked at Karcher and said, right, here are all the major problems that people have with these pressure washers, and we're going to do it this way in order to address each one of those problems. And I mean, time will tell if it lasts, but it's got a 10-year warranty. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I've also got a Nilfisk, which that's been pretty good. I've had that for about 2 years now, so it's probably just out of warranty, but that's been pretty good. He also, the guy from Arva told me a little hack, which is once you've finished using it, you should unplug the water and run it for 63 seconds. And I said, why 63? He said, because if I say a minute, people will either do it for 90 seconds or 30 seconds. They'll be like, oh, it's about a minute. Well, if you give a really precise number, they'll do it for that really precise number. And it basically releases all the pressure from the machine and gets the water out of it. So then if you go and... He said he's actually had his outside in the winter in Norway, and it still works afterwards.
Wow.
But had he not done that, it wouldn't have. So I think that's a top tip for you pressure washing fans out there.
Yeah, definitely. I was watching your video, and I'm very glad that you went to this effort in the edit. You blurred out your butt crack, so I was quite thankful for that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I actually, there's about 10 more minutes of car cleaning footage where at one point, literally 2/3 of my arse is hanging out, and I didn't want to see it, and I didn't think anyone else would. So,
yeah.
By the way, after the Omoda launch the other day, didn't you stop off at that new Instavolt site, sort of around Winchester?
Yeah, so I wasn't in an EV that day. I took my up because the eSprinter didn't arrive in time. But actually, thinking about it, that wouldn't have been very good, I don't think, around Southampton. So
no.
So I took my up there. It was a weird time of day. It seemed to get some interesting comments on Twitter about, oh, no one's going to use them and sort of stuff like that. Usual sort of nonsense. But no, I've seen some pictures online when it was opened in March, I think. It's huge. I don't know if you've had a chance to go
no, I haven't,
have a look at it. Absolutely massive place.
Is it just off the motorway, or?
It's just before the motorway. So it's like an A road section where you go past a roundabout and then join the motorway, I believe. But it's just...
Okay, I think I know what you mean, actually.
Yeah. I think it's the M27. Not 100% sure on that.
M3.
Yeah, one of the M's.
Yeah.
No, it's impressive. Really, really, really good. At the moment, they're doing... This isn't sponsored by any way, but they're doing 50p a kilowatt hour charging until the end of July, I think.
Then they return to their normal
87 pence.
Jeez, have a word.
I know.
Yeah,
but
there are toilets there.
There are toilets. There is a Starbucks which wasn't open, but it.
Were the toilets just in the Starbucks, or were they separate toilets?
They were outside.
Great.
Yep.
Okay. Right, because that's a bugbear of mine.
Yep.
But I did notice there weren't any canopies over it.
No.
And that really, really annoys me. It looks like they finally got the memo on the fact that we've got over 1 million people in wheelchairs in this country, though. Yep. So that's good. It all seems to be well spaced out. Because Instavolt previously, I think there was a suggestion at one point that they hire 2 employees for every space with large shoehorns so you could get your car in. But it's good that they've got the memo that some people don't have full use of their legs at last in 2025. But they should have canopies over. And 2 reasons for that. One is, why should I get soaking wet when I'm plugging in my car to charge when I could go and fill it up with petrol? It wouldn't work in an EV, but in theory, I could go and fill my car with petrol and not get wet. And I mean, look at this hair. And secondly, they could have solar panels on top of all that, as they're doing in France. I mean, covering the car parks with solar panels in France, they say is going to save, 2 nuclear power stations?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, if they had solar panels and a bit of battery storage, I mean, surely the cost is going to be the equivalent of about 2 or 3 of the actual charging units.
Yep. Yeah. There must be some sort of planning thing to do with it. Not 100% sure, but yeah.
I'm sure. Or just cost saving, I don't know. But it's annoying. I think you have the right to be dry.
Yeah, I know.
When using their expensive products.
What I thought was good is I see this complaint everywhere is that there were actually pull-in bays, so at least 4 or 5 very long.
Wait?
What's that? Sorry.
To wait? Do you mean or
no? For charging vehicles with a trailer.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I didn't explain that very well. So like long vans or if you're towing a caravan or something. So that was quite good because that seems to be a common complaint. But yeah, no, very, very impressive. Just the pricing's a little bit ouch, but yeah.
Mind you, how often do you... Well, you do use them a lot because you don't have a charger at home, but...
Well, having said that, I've with the BYD Seal, I didn't public charge that once because I've got a 3-pin charger.
I got your granny charger, yeah,
and it works.
yeah.
I think it was, I drove all over the place in that car, London, Cardiff, whatever, and didn't charge it once. I got to the end of the week thinking I haven't public charged this car.
How much easier is it?
Much easier.
Like because when you do public charging like I do, just to like on Tuesday when we go up to London.
Yep.
I'll probably give it a little tickle when I stop for a wee somewhere.
Yep.
And charge the car. Just for literally 10 minutes while I'm in the service station.
Yeah.
Just because then I'll get home again.
Yep.
Where if I don't, I probably won't get home again. In fact, I almost certainly won't get home again.
Yep.
But that's it. And so it's no inconvenience to me at all.
No.
But if I had to go and sit at a charger for half an hour before I left and then charge on the way and then charge on the way back, it would be inconvenient. So I think it's night and day difference in...
Oh, huge difference.
Yeah, which is why I keep bleating on about there needs to be more done for people to be able to charge from home at a cheap rate as well. So things like lamppost chargers, we need more and more of them, but they shouldn't be 60p a kilowatt.
No, they're quite... I was looking at one point around in London at some of the lamppost chargers. They're 60p.
Yeah, it's a joke, an
crazy.
Absolute joke.
So
and they're saying,
expensive.
well, that's all right. People in flats are fine. They can pay 60p. Well, I can pay 7.5.
Yep.
How's that fair?
I know. No, it was when I had the Buzz last year. I had that exact problem because it had about 200 miles of range in the real world. I drove down to Oxford to go see Smith and Sniff live. Charged on the way down because the car didn't have a massive amount of range. Battery left in it. So but charged on the way back again. It was a good half an hour each time just gone because I knew I had to get home. But now I just charge a little bit to get me home if I need to, which doesn't happen that often. So it happened in the Subaru. I was driving down to London and I stopped at the services for a drink. 10 minutes on the charger, and that added about 30 miles of range. So. And it was only £5. So, yeah, it makes a massive difference having that charger at home because you don't have to plan ahead again.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We should tease, but we won't reveal. But we've got a guest coming on next week, hopefully, haven't we?
We have, yeah. Yeah.
And we're going to try and get a few more guests on. Interesting guests, interesting folks, not like us two, people that might have personality or something interesting to say. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. So if there are any guests that you'd like to see in the show, let us know in the comments. Just keep it realistic. We're not going to get Jeremy Clarkson on here or something, or Elon Musk. Anyone you'd like us to have on, let us know and we'll reach out, as the Americans would say.
Sounds good.
That's about it, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, good place to end.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everyone. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're on YouTube or follow if you're on your podcast application of choice. Nice ratings, sharing it with your friends, all that kind of stuff helps. We're trying to do one of these a week and keep it going. So give us some love and some motivation to do so.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, thanks for listening. And thanks, Jim. And we'll see you again next week.
Bye-bye.